affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And I sure do want to talk to you tonight. We want to talk to you on Facebook, on YouTube. I want you to share the light, share the love. We've got a lot happening at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We have all our crystals and our singing bowls. We've got our fabulous books, incense. So many metaphysical items available for you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. We're also gearing up to do our Spiritual Apprentice program. It is going to be an evolutionary experience. If you want to shift your consciousness and be more aware, more attuned, more connected, and really know how to form that bridge of connection with the divine, this is going to be the program for you. I've been doing this program since 2013. And it's always evolved. It's never the same. We always do a class or two a year, never know, based on what I'm being guided to do. And this is our first class since spring of last year. And wow, it seems like just the other day, it was 2024. And here we are, April 2025. Happy Passover for those of you who just celebrated Passover. We've got Easter coming up this week. So we know that that's an important day for a lot of people to pray and to reflect. We do hope that you take the time and, of course, celebrate the Easter Bunny. We only are young once, so you want to enjoy that young at heart spirit and really embrace the fun that the universe has available to us here on Earth. Even though I know many of you are feeling, well, a little frustrated, a little upset. I'm talking to so many people across the country, concerned about their jobs. It's just definitely a time that's testing our patience and testing our faith. For without faith, what are you? Who are you? And this is a time where if you ever needed faith of a mustard seed, go buy a mustard seed and take a look at how small they are. If I were you, I'd carry one around and remind yourself it takes just that little drop of faith to get you through anything. But there are times when we've got to talk to God. And we've got to dial up to the universe. We've got to ask some big questions. And we can't go to our friends and our family. And sometimes we don't feel like we've got the inner strength, the patience, the belief that is strong enough to even pick up the phone and say, hey, God, what's going on? But I think a lot of us have been making some collect calls to God. Calling God and saying, hey, God, I'm not understanding why I'm at this juncture, this crossroad in my life. I can't believe I'm here again. Like, didn't I learn this lesson? Why am I here with the same people or the same story or financially challenged? It seems like I just got on my feet and now something's just slapping me down, and sometimes it's out of my control and I don't know what to do. You know, we place that call to God and God takes the call. But sometimes we think he forgot what he said he would do for us. You know, we get that sense, that feeling that everything will be okay, that we're never alone, that God is with us. We get that feeling. But then we lose faith. We lose our ability to focus because we are not holding on to that belief that things take time. Life takes time. Things take time. There's an evolutionary process. And if many of us have put ourselves on a path that is challenging, a little bit of an issue for us because we made a choice, it takes time to step backwards and recalculate and then move forward. It takes some time. And we have to know that the universe is doing everything it can to support us in that process. And that we're really not as alone as we think we are. And there are other factors that people don't always give much credit to, but there are planetary factors that impact us. Where planets are placed in your astrological chart create more friction, more ease, bring up more emotions. It's just a vibratory pattern that is surrounding you at particular points and times throughout the week, the month, the year, and it brings things to the surface. And I know we'd love to say, well, God, on my collect call, I want you to tell me why is it that I have to even go through these tough times. But there's a lesson, there's an expression of growth that is due to come from it. You just need to show up. But there are also times when we call and we call, and we don't like the answer we get, because we're really hoping God was going to give us an outcome that is a little bit more along the lines of what we wanted. And God doesn't seem to be able to do that. And then we ask ourselves, why? But God sees beyond where you can see. That's why we have to put our faith in a power that's stronger than us, bigger than us, that is governing the entire universe. We have to trust. And that's not easy. Sometimes we have to ask for the ability to have God ease the pain or ease the angst. Just make the whole experience a little easier, even though we know we can't avoid it. Other times we have to just surrender to the whole outcome. Almost like a wave, when you get caught in a wave and it kind of catches you off guard and flips you into the water. You can't really fight it. You have to just let the wave wash over you until you can come up for air. Sometimes life is getting caught in a wave and being tossed underneath the water for a minute. And in that, it's not even a minute, that second or two, that you're tumbling around in the underbelly of the ocean before the wave spits you back up, that eternity, you have no control. You have nothing. I think that here on earth, we've all conditioned ourselves to think we have control. We think that we can outsmart the universe, outsmart the life plan, stay one step ahead of things. It's not really possible. If something's meant to occur, there's a reason for it. And we can't outsmart our destiny. You cannot. Can we minimize things, make them less unpleasant? Can we maximize beneficial moments? Absolutely. That's why God gave everyone different gifts. And these different gifts help us stand out and survive our life's goals, tests, lessons, help us present ourselves in the world in our own unique way, and that there need not be any competition in the world. I know people have a preference and they have to choose between one person and another for a job, or one person for a role in a movie than another because they have a certain quality someone's looking for. But everybody has gifts. And just because someone else gets chosen doesn't mean that you don't have the gift. It's just your gift hasn't lined up with the right vibrational outcome. So you don't get the gig, you don't get the job, you don't get the partner that you thought you were going to be with. I had the pleasure of speaking with a client earlier today, as I do on every Wednesday. It's my phone day. Get to chat with people all across the nation, across the world, actually. And I do a lot of my phone sessions. And as I was doing my phone sessions, we were talking about a past relationship and, how they were engaged and now they're not. And life has just kind of thrown the person a little bit of a curveball. And she's still working to get over parts of the experience, but also preparing herself to invite someone new into her life, to create that space, that energy, that warm connection of vibration that invites the right person in, because apparently she hasn't invited a person who is as committed as they present themselves to be. And then, of course, she has to look within herself and see what she needs to do to make adjustments. And so we had that conversation today. And if I were to say anything to anyone listening, whatever you feel God hasn't picked up the phone to answer a call or brought you the result that you want, then don't give up. It always comes. It has to come at the perfect time. And in the perfect time has the perfect moment. So it's very important that you align yourself with all that you desire in your feeling world, in your being world, and then you invite God to join you. Ask God to help create it with you. But first you have to get in touch with what you want. And I don't know how many of you have noticed, but there's a lot of people running around saying they know what they want. They don't know what they want. They have no idea. No idea as to what they want. So it's important that in the creation of your outcome, you write down what you want and you feel the feeling of what it would feel like. It's important that when you're going through something that is to your dislike, that you hold the faith of the mustard seed and you trust that the universe has a better outcome for you. You just need to pick up the phone and ask for help. And I don't mean from your friends and your family. I mean you need to call up to the heavens and ask for assistance. Because it's all there for you. And solutions will come. And it's interesting, I don't know how many of you have ever been on the phone with some of these different agencies, or maybe you're seeking help with a driver's license question or a tax question, or maybe you have an issue of something with your city or state, or some registration of your home, whatever you've got to do that's going through some type of agency that has their ways of doing things and their protocols, and they have these rules that they follow, and they're usually pretty strict with what they can and can't do. But, when you pray, and if you need someone's assistance, and maybe you're asking them to kind of be on the edge of what they're allowed to do to help you or make it easier for you, or you need them to be more helpful than just go to this web page and fill this out and submit it, and you'll hear from us in however long, and you can't wait, or you need someone to help expedite something, when you get that person, not a computer, a person, on the phone that says, sure, let me help you with that. You see, that's the hand of God. That's your faith. That's your ability to manifest a better outcome than just the standard outcome, because you need some extra assistance in a particular matter. Let's say there's a bill you have to pay and you need to make an arrangement to pay the bill, and maybe you're struggling, as a lot of people have been going through during these times. You need to pray that you get the right person who's going to work with you, or create a special program, maybe a step-up program where you only pay just a little bit for the next few months, and then you can increase your payment, just so you can get on your feet. Don't be afraid to ask for those things. Ask for what you think you need, and maybe somebody on the other end who's the God person who's there to help you, because God acts through people. Every time you talk to someone and you ask for help, God has the ability to act through them. I know a lot of you think I'm making a collect call and we're calling the heavens and sending out an SOS for the universe to answer, and we're all sitting here waiting for a response. But when you take action in your own life in the physical world, then you have to ask that God act through others in the physical world. Because not everything is solved by sitting in meditation and prayer and just praying and not taking action. We've got to take action. And when you take that action, then God says, faith with works. They're doing the work. Let me help them. Let's make sure that the person who had their morning coffee and their breakfast roll is ready to answer the phone, is in a good mood, is going to be willing to take a couple of extra steps to help the process for this person. You have to trust. Every time I pick up the phone to talk to somebody when I need something, I'm like, God, just make sure I get the best person, most qualified for this situation, so I can do this expeditiously for the greatest and best outcome. Right? Because I have other things I have to do, like you. So we want someone to expedite the outcome for the best and highest good of this particular scenario. And that's what you ask for. And then if you want to throw in a couple of your favorite prayers before you pick up the phone, go for it. Right? But those are things you should do in the beginning of your day. You should do your prayers in the morning. You should sit and meditate. I was talking in one of our classes recently how when you first open your eyes, before you reach over to the nightstand to grab your phone, which now everyone has this thing of they've got to run and check their phone. What the heck do you think could possibly have happened while half the world was sleeping? Not much. Like you haven't seen that little video on Facebook before? Or a version of it? Or how many advertisements to Macy's or Target or Walmart text messages can you receive? Anything different than what you received the day before from them? Probably not. So whatever's coming on your phone and your email, it can wait a minute. Your first call to God, your direct call to God, should be when you're first laying in bed before you even take one foot and put it on the ground. And be in gratitude and say, thank you. Thank you for this day. I am sure it's going to be an amazing day. I ask for your blessings. I'm grateful for, and quickly list your blessings and say whatever prayer is important to you. Ask for protection. Call in the angels. Then you can pick up your phone. Then you can go on with your life. Then you can begin racing around. I really wish people would have a much more gentle approach to their days. Relax into the day. You hit the ground running. You're in fight or flight mode from the minute you get going. Just relax. Those of you who have the time, go meditate, go work out, go for a walk. Just sit and be for a minute. Because your energy needs to prepare for the day, because the day before you is going to be met with everyone that you know, and then people you don't know. And you're going to be dealing with all their energies, whatever they've got going on. And so the cycle begins. Then they've got their bad energy, and their bad energy sets you off, and then you start to feel disappointed, and then things start to get out of hand. And then you start to feel tired and drained, and you didn't even get to noon yet. Then you're thinking, oh, I feel so tired and drained, I have to go eat lunch. No, your energy was getting drained because you didn't prepare for the day. You didn't invite God to be a part of your day. You didn't place the call that says, hey, God, be with me. Share the day with me. And this is not about being religious. For those of you who don't want to practice a particular faith, this is about being spiritual. And you can take it all as religiously as you want and implement your own religious beliefs and religious actions that you know work well for you. I mean, look at us. We're Passover, Easter. It's even Greek Orthodox Easter on the same day as Easter. Rarely can I ever say that Greek Orthodox and Catholic Easter fall on the same day. Rarely. But here it is. It's all clumped together. Later in the year than ever. There's got to be a reason for that. It's a wake-up call. Everyone needs to wake up and be tangible and physical and work in the world and apply everything you've learned. If you've learned things spiritually, religiously, you're going to need those things as we navigate these years ahead. You're going to need to know who you are spiritually. Because things are changing. Yes, we want to learn new skill sets in case we need to change our career. I get that. But you want to be inspired and pick the right next career or right next elevated opportunity for yourself, or new certificate or adjunct to what you do to make yourself more valuable in the marketplace. Things are changing in the world. And you need to be the light. You need to be the truth. You need to know who you are. And then you need God to show you the way. You need to call the angels to line up around you as you walk down the path of life, knowing at any minute there is a payphone on the street corner. And that if you stop, drop, and pause, you can make a connection with God and then continue on your way, and you won't miss a beat. And that everything around you is happening for a reason. I truly believe that. I believe that if you're listening to this show, if you were cruising down the highway, and you stumbled upon the station, which I'm so grateful for those of you who have stumbled on the station here on the Oldies station and then heard the number and called in and talked to me, or those of you who have visited me at my metaphysical center, whether it's to just check it out and shop or have a session with me. I love the way we get to know each other. I love those who turned on Facebook and suddenly my show was one of the things that were live and they're like, let me see what's going on. What's this lady about? I love the people who follow me on YouTube. Why? Because we're in this together. Because I have a contract, you have a contract, we have a soul contract. That we're supposed to be here to navigate one of the most important times in humanity's history. And each one of us is playing a role. Do you want to be a part of the solution? And I'm talking about the spiritual solution. There's a lot of physical solutions, and, well, quite frankly, everybody thinks they're right. So maybe who knows what the right answer is? But if we're part of the spiritual solution, what's the test? What's the lesson? What can I do to contribute? How can I remain in light and love and peace and truth and my own authenticity? And how can I invite God in everything that's going on? Because if we all did that, the world would be a better place. If we all did that, we would be a part of a greater experience for humanity and not be so fragmented and disjointed and disrupted. Yes, something could be changing in your life. Yes, something could be ending. Yes, you may be looking at bills that you don't know how you're going to pay. That's a reality. We get it. But in that reality, there's always a divine solution that could outperform the reality you thought you were living, and you could be living the best aspects of life beyond what you could ever imagine. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, right here on the Oldies station, we're going to answer your calls at Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 866-972-7247. I sure would love to speak with you right here on the Oldies. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Where are we now? Where will we go? What will change the course of life? I don't know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561 682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Where are we now? Where will we go? What will change the course of life? I don't know. Where is light? Where is love? What will I do? What will you do to change the world and make it a better place? To change the world now and shine Look at us now. We've lost our way. How will we find all that we knew in another time, in another way? I guess we needed to learn. Life has a turn.
Yes, we need to learn that love has a turn, and we need to learn to love one another. And we're trying our best to help you do that right here on the Oldies Station as you listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And if you're just joining us, This is the show that from 6:30 to 9, we hang out. We talk about spiritual things. We make connections to your angels, your guides, and we answer some of life's very important questions. Things that you're going through, trying to navigate. And we seek that guidance to give you a little bit of information so that you can make the right next choice, so that life can be easier, and that we can all navigate it together. And remember one thing, your question is someone else's question. So don't feel shy, don't feel embarrassed, don't wonder, oh, I don't know what I'm going to say. Just say what's in your heart, ask the question that's most on your mind, and I can assure you that your question is going to not just help you, but it's going to help millions of other people listening who are thinking the same question, but maybe they weren't as brave as you to pick up the phone or as able to as you were to leave your question on Facebook and YouTube. So we're going to get right to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. And we're going to go to the phone lines in Georgia. And we've got Pamela on the line. Pamela, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing well.
Good to connect with you, Pamela. And what is your question for us here?
So your topic tonight is great because I just said to a friend last week, I really wish God could just come over and sit on the end of the bed and tell me exactly what I'm supposed to do. So collect call to God is perfect for me right now.
I know, especially if maybe we don't have two nickels to rub together, right? And we're like, we don't have money to place the call, right? We didn't pay our cell phone bill. So I'm just kidding. I know you paid your cell phone bill, but yeah, I believe we all could use God to sit on the corner of our bed right about now. And Pamela, if I recall, you were going through some challenges with some things related to your house. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, that's still true. That's not today's problem, but yes, you're correct.
Okay. So what is your question for us?
So I have this thing. I'm learning to trust myself, like you say, connect, pray before you pick up that cell phone, get in the right frame of mind because our energy is bouncing off of everyone else. And I've had a couple of different instances where energy is bouncing off of other people. And I'm trying to figure out if and I think the kids use this phrase, and maybe they don't anymore, but they used to joke and say that they were butthurt or whatever. I'm trying to figure out if I'm over emotionalizing something or if my feelings are on point. There's one person in particular that, and I had a heart to heart with them, but I'm still confused. They had asked me to be a bridesmaid. And for me, it felt like an afterthought. And they used the excuse, and you mentioned my house, that I've had so much stress going on, they didn't know the right time to ask. But that felt weird to me because during this time, they didn't hesitate to ask me other questions. Like, what do you think about this photographer? And what do you think about this? So it didn't
Pamela,
go with
let me just pause you, because the best way I can get you that answer is if you could just give me the month and the day of the person who asked you to be a bridesmaid.
6/16.
Got it. Okay. Well, this person tends to get a little bit self-absorbed anyhow. Is that true? Lovely person, but they can be self-absorbed, yes?
Probably.
Okay. I feel that when I look at where they are in this journey, they were having trouble narrowing down who was going to say yes, and not so much an afterthought as, let's say they asked 4 people and one of the 4 couldn't make it, and then they asked you. So let's say you were one of their top 5, but they asked someone else instead, and so now you're like the runner-up to one of the bridesmaids. So your intuition is not, you're not over emotionalizing it. They just weren't settled in who they were going to have, and the person they had in mind wasn't available. And so you're the runner-up. Doesn't make you less of a friend. It just happens. And sometimes in life we have to pick between some of our friends, and we only have so many spots to fill. I don't see any malice in this. I don't feel like she's trying to take advantage of you. I don't see here that she's being rude. I really want you to look at it as like it was just a matter of picking between two people, and she picked someone else, and then that person couldn't make it, and you are the next person that came to mind, which is still an honor.
Well, and I understand that, and I do have a lot going on. And truthfully, when she said it, it didn't land right on me, and I really didn't want to do it, or I would have just said, "Oh my God, yes." So, and I asked her. I said, I feel like an afterthought. I wish she just was as transparent as you've just been with me.
Well, people don't want to hurt our feelings. And she was it was like a deflection. Well, you've been so busy, and this has been going on with you. So in this way, it's she doesn't have to take the blame, so to speak, for you not being asked in the same timely manner that others were being asked. That she didn't make the time for you because she didn't make the time for you because she didn't have to make the time for you yet. Now that she was making the time for you, she wanted you to know the delay was because you were too busy for her. I guess that's a really popular term I'm about to say, gaslighting. Sounds like it was a little gaslighting going on at that moment, okay? Because nothing should have been about you other than, hey, I'd love if you would be my bridesmaid. That's it. She didn't need to say anything else. And had she just said that, you might have said yes.
Exactly. I've had a lot going on, and you mentioned the house and this and that, and I just don't want to look at people like, oh, everyone's always out to shortchange me. But I'm trying to trust how I really feel when things are presented to me. So I appreciate the guidance because it felt awkward and it felt off.
If something feels off, and I'm going to say this to you, Pamela, and everyone listening, because if there was ever a time, life history, now is the time, this year, next year, if something doesn't sit well with you, it doesn't matter if it's what you've always done, but suddenly it doesn't feel good. It doesn't matter if it was your best friend. It doesn't matter if it's what you're supposed to be doing, even though you don't really want to do it. If it doesn't sit well with you, then that's the universe's way of saying, please don't do it. It may not be anything close to what you're imagining it's going to be. It may not be the problem you're anticipating, but something will not line up and be aligned with you, and you need to be true to yourself in these times. It could even be a matter of being in the wrong place at the wrong time where some danger happens. Not in the case of your friend's wedding, of course, but you don't know. If I don't feel good about something, I don't do it. If I am supposed to go somewhere, go to an event, like someone's like, hey, you should go do something in New York, I got to check not just my schedule, I've got to check with Spirit. If Spirit says, hey, I can go do that, I'm going to do that. If it feels aligned, I'm going to do it. If it doesn't feel aligned, I don't care how many people are going to be there. I don't care how important it is. I'm not going. Be true to yourself. Great questioning, Pamela. I know that other people have been in similar spots, and yes, people can be interesting, and their ability to deflect and make things someone else's issue so that they don't have to look bad. We've all been conditioned to do that, even the most well-meaning of people. That's just part of their survival technique, and we need to disengage from emotional entanglements that are disruptive. And I'm glad you were able to see it for not being true to you. Thank you so much, Pamela, for your question in Georgia. We greatly appreciate your following the show. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. And we're going to go to Connecticut. I've got Gwen on the line. Gwen, how are you?
I'm well.
Good, Gwen. Can you just speak up a bit, Gwen, and we'll try to fix it on our end as well. But just speak up for us. Good to make this connection with us here today. And Gwen, what is your question for us?
Is my living situation going to change?
Well, this is a year of money and finances and moves, sales. Are we trying to sell a house, please, or selling a house and making a move, Gwen? Is that something we're trying to do?
That's part of it.
I do see that this is the perfect year for you to make a move. And I feel like things have been delayed. I feel like things should have been accomplished already. I feel like everybody's dragging their feet. I feel like it's annoying and disruptive. And I feel like you just can't feel like you have found your place, your home. You don't feel comfortable. Does that make sense to you?
That's correct.
Okay. So, Gwen, yes, I do see a move. If I were to place the move, I definitely place it after your birthday. I definitely want to put you before the end of the year. So we're going to say June to November. And I see legal papers. There's a legal battle, legal something going on. Is that also true?
It's a divorce.
Okay. Well, that's not a fun divorce. Good God, we could write a book on this divorce. My goodness, you're every which way to get messed up in a divorce you are living right now. Is that true?
That's true.
Rug pulled right out from under you. That's what my guides just said. Sarah, she got the rug pulled right out from under her, and now she's trying to get her footing and get things back in an even keel. A type of justice is how I see it. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. This is where we drop to our knees and we surrender, and we trust the universe is going to help us. And know that there's a solution for everything, and we do not just rely on man's justice, we ask for divine justice. Nobody can take what belongs to you. Remember that.
Correct. Correct.
So it's just a matter of time. And I know you feel like you've given it enough time, but everything has its perfect time. I'll say that things should start shuffling around, papers should start moving, something should pop up as a next move in this legality of it all, and you should be hearing something from that in May, and things should get cracking after that. Are you wanting to move?
Yeah, I want to be out of my apartment before the end of June.
Don't we need a house to sell before then?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is the time where we ask God to intervene and put his hand on it so that it can move expeditiously for the best and highest good. Remember when I was talking earlier, if you're listening to the monologue, I said when we wake up in the morning, we need to be grateful for what we do have and be grateful for all the blessings, and then ask for what we do want if that's something we have a need of, and ask for God to bring to you anything that is for your best and highest good expeditiously. And in this case, you can give God some specificity and ask for exactly what you need in your terms, and ask God to design the story in the highest, best good, and something will happen. But the person that you're dealing with is not playing fair. They're a liar, liar, pants on fire, cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. That's what my guides say. So, because we have to use fun, childlike terms because we are on national radio, but they're not playing by the rule of what is the right thing to do, and that's all right. Justice will come for you. So big changes between your birthday and November. We're going to just ask the angels that are listening and all of our listeners to hold a vision of you getting to make your move by June so that you can be in your new place and have everything together. We thank you, Gwen, for following the show in Connecticut. We hope that we will hear from you again. Keep us posted on this. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 866-972-7247. Write your questions on Facebook and pop them in YouTube. We're going to be getting to you in just a minute. But for this moment, I've got to pop off from Connecticut. And I've got to go to Naples, Florida. I've got Lindsay on the line. Lindsay, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good, Lindsay. Good to make this connection with you. There's opportunities for you to grow and expand in career and work. Is that something that you're looking to do? Because I see that happening for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not like my top priority, but it's there.
Good. It is a year for you to do this. So expansion of growth financially for career is important for you. And emotionally, there's a lot of growth coming for you. And we welcome your growth connected emotionally with individuals. What is your burning question for us tonight, Lindsay in Naples?
I guess my question is there any messages from my spirit guide?
Well, essentially everything I just said was from your spirit guides, but we'll grab you some additional backup information for you. Bear with us here. And Lindsay, was there a thought and idea that you might make a move in the next year?
A move, like home-wise? No.
Okay. There's movement coming for you. So they're talking to me about a move, so there's a move coming. So whether it's home or work, not clear, but they want you to be ready to be on the move is what your spirit guides are telling me. And they want to let you know that everything's going to be all right. They tell me that you tend to worry about things and you get a little frustrated when things don't go just right according to plan. Is that also true, Lindsay?
Yeah, that could be true.
Okay. So they want you to just relax and be open to the possibilities of what is coming. We have a lot of good opportunities. The next 2 years brings you a lot of advancement, and they want you to know that there's new beginnings coming for you as well. So that's part of that move. And is there a love question for us, Lindsay?
No. It was, and I think more to, is there another child in my future?
They said for you not to worry when things don't go according to plan. Did they not? They did. So are you worried?
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Is there another child? I write on my paper, yes. When I look at timing, they want you to just be patient. When things don't go according to plan, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Trust the universe.
Okay.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And I sure want to talk to you. So pop in to our Facebook feed, our YouTube feed under Sarah Spiritual, and pick up the phone at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the oldie station. I'm surely glad that you are joining us here on 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9. Thanks to our friends in Miami on 104.3 and 104.7 HD3 and 103.1 HD3. So glad you're joining us on all these stations all across South Florida. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going right to the phone lines and our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation, and we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. We've got some friends on Facebook. We want to say hey to everyone on Facebook. We thank you for joining us here. You know, God does take our collect calls, and sometimes we need someone to talk to. So we are going to pop into our Facebook feed. First time I'm really getting a chance to take a look. Let's see what the comments are. and what people are saying here. So let's see if we've got a question on Facebook and YouTube for us. We got a few people here I know are having conversations, so let's see if we've got a question here. So we'll take a question from our friends on Facebook. Okay, so we've got Denise Marsh, and she says she's wondering about a really lovely person she met that she's talking to, and she's asking really about their compatibility, and have we been chatting and supposed to meet? What messages are coming through in that situation? So this particular individual, Denise, has this really interesting grounded kind of energy. They're very strong-willed. They're most certainly someone who is not overly into game playing. They very pretty much say what they mean and mean what they say. So their candor could be very appealing to you. They are in this very reflective time. They've got to make some mission moves in their life. They've got to kind of figure out a little bit more of where they're going with their work and their career. This is something that is looking to shift. They're looking to make a financial shift in their life. So like you, they have a little bit of a jump start of a new beginning. You too are in a brand new beginning approach this year that is going to give you a fresh start, a clean start, kind of trying to put away the past challenges that you've had over the past year. Universe is trying to kind of get you back on track. Whatever setbacks you may have had, those were just part of the series of tests and lessons and challenges to teach you to open up to respect who you are, what you bring to the table, your gifts, and also trust the universe and know that God has your back at all times. So, Denise, I do like the vibe of this person, very grounded. The key is, will there be chemistry? Sometimes he can be a little dry. Don't know if he's fun enough for you. That's for you to decide, Denise, but we send you the angels to be with you, particularly Archangel Chamuel, to be with you during this fabulous meeting on Saturday, and we wish you the best. Thank you so much for your Facebook question, Denise Marsh. Who else do we have here on our Facebook page or YouTube page before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247? All right, so we have Alexia, SC, and she says, any message regard to my future, big decisions to be made? Well, regarding your future, this year is about where do we make a choice for our career? How do we move ourselves forward? What do we know is important to us? And how do we align with things that not only bring us abundance, but also can bring us the opportunity to feel fulfilled and happy? Alexia, this is your time to really shine, and any decisions that you need to make are things that need to be made after the end of this month. Don't make any big decisions until we get into May, and really try to wrap up your choice by the end of June. That's like the window of time we'd like you to make your big decisions, but anything that benefits you financially and gives you a fresh jump start is going to be very imperative to you making the right choice. Thank you so much, Alexia, for your Facebook question. If you'd like your question answered and you're on Facebook and YouTube, be sure to put it in the feed. We'll be getting to you shortly. And we're going to go to Jamie in West Palm Beach. Jamie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Sarah. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Jamie. Let me just start by this. The first thing that I'm made aware of is that Spirit has a word of power for you, purpose for you, passion for you. So they want you to follow your passion, step into your purpose, and hold on to your power. This is a time when the angels surround you tremendously, and they want you to know that you are on the right track in whatever you're trying to put together. Your mother's with you, your father's with you, your sister's in the background. She's connected to you as well. But Mom's making me feel like there's a birthday and anniversary or something connected to her. Is that true, please?
Their anniversary of marriage is coming up next month on May 12th.
Ah, there you go. So Mom is, I guess, looking for her anniversary party. whatever you're planning to do for her. But she definitely wants to be in the center of attention here during this wedding anniversary here. Dad is behind her. He's more quiet. He's not as talkative for me. And your sister seems to have something going on with her kids. She has 2 kids. Does she have 2 kids, please?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
My nieces.
So she's talking to me about her 2 kids. Is there like an event coming up for one of her kids?
I'm not sure. I'll have to check in with the youngest one.
Okay.
That's the one that I'm close with. So yeah.
Okay. There may be like a
will,
major
check in
event
with
or something important that's coming up for one of her kids. So she'll be there
Okay.
for that, whatever that is. Jamie, what's your question for me
Okay.
tonight?
My question for you, Sarah, is finances for me. My finances seem very, very stagnant, and just curious if Spirit sees me selling and moving. I never thought I'd be asking this question, but it's just kind of with my power, purpose, and passion that Spirit referenced and gave to you earlier.
Yeah.
It's just one thing that I'm struggling with right now, and I have been praying for it, but I just was curious if Spirit has any insight with those 2 items.
I don't see you moving right now. I don't see you selling. I know that if you were to ask people, they maybe go, yeah, it's the right time to sell, but I feel like you have to align more with your centeredness and your purpose and your passion. And then if you're meant to move, Spirit's going to lead you somewhere. But I don't feel like things would get any easier if you made a move. Jamie, does that make sense to you?
Yes, that's what I needed to hear. That's what I was looking for confirmation in my prayers. Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's not going
Thank
to
you.
get easier. It would be more of the same or maybe even a little bit more complicated. But if I look at work, if I can look at work, I don't know if they reorged again or they're reorging where you are, but, I just feel like there's a lot of shuffling going on. Feel like there's a lot of responsibilities for work around you. Is that correct?
Yes, I've been recently. I recently received additional duties because they're in recognition. I'm hoping in the future there's pay for this, but they're recognizing my efforts, which is a good thing.
So I do feel more money coming to you because I feel like it's part of the reorg and the redistribution. May not come fast enough. We may not see it till after July, between July and October. I know we'd like it now, but just trust the process. And Jamie, you know what? Good to connect with you. I do know that things will work out for you, and you know that the Expedito Enlightenment Center is always open for you.
Yes, I need to stop in and make an appointment with you. So thank you so much, Sarah. I
You're
really
welcome,
appreciate
Jamie.
it.
Thank you, honey.
Spirit.
Bye for now. Bye.
All right, God bless.
Bye. 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual, right here on the Oldies Station. If you're just joining us, we're here every Wednesday night, 6:30 to 9 p.m., just racking up the questions, jumping in for answers from Spirit. So we were just in West Palm. We've been in Naples. We've been to Connecticut. We've been to Georgia. I get around, but we've got to go to Boca. I've got Sandy on the line. Sandy, how are you tonight?
I am fabulous tonight. How are you doing today in the Holy Week?
I'm doing well in the Holy Week. We are very holy this week, I'll tell you. And it's a really spiritual expression and connection if people just pause long enough to feel the power of the presence of God this week. So, Miss Sandy, what is your question for us tonight?
So my question to you is basically I'm trying to get like closer because you gave my sister a date for my uncle, and I know right now something good is happening today. I just don't know what, but I know you would know a lot better. Like I said, my senses are tingling, but as far as my uncle for the date of reckoning, for the date of salvation from his 33 years of nonsense.
So what is the exact question, Sandy, about that here?
Well, are we going to hear something soon about the releasement?
Not yet. So we're going to define soon for you. Doors open up after May 6th.
Okay.
Like that's when the energy starts to move in the direction of things can change.
Okay, because we've been waiting as far as that goes, but it's just, I feel like it's super close, but it's just like we're teetering, for good news. Hallelujah, good news.
I understand. And I would say that you and your sister should, God says where two or more of you gather, so shall I be. So the two of you should light a candle, particularly in this Holy Week, and write down exactly how you would like to have this reconciled and by when. And of course, we give God wiggle room because time is not quite as exact in his world, but we want it to be expeditiously for the best and highest good, for resolution for your father, right, and justice. Correct?
Correct. My uncle. Yes, because we know God has a courtroom too. It's a little different than here.
Correct. It is the divine justice courtroom, right? And that's why I always tell people, when you pray for justice, don't just pray for man's justice, pray for divine justice, because divine justice trumps the rules of the courtroom and has something unexpected happen in case we need a miracle. That's what lets the miracles happen.
Okay, gotcha.
So things open up after May 6th. And, I just feel like between May 6th and through the summer, you should, have this closed up. I see dragging of feet, people dragging of feet. That's what I see.
Okay. All right. Well, the other thing I wasn't sure about is your apprentice program, because I was kind of leaning towards that soon because I know it's coming up. So that was my other thing, that I wanted to ask if you had space available. Which
yes, we didn't close out the class yet. Spirit tells me when to close out the class when we have enough of the souls, and Spirit knows who's supposed to take the class, so I just send it out and hope that they listen to their soul. But I would tell you that it's a game changer. It literally changes your life and changes how you perceive things, how you manifest, how you pray, how you connect with God. And it really helps you understand this timeline we're doing, and it helps us all heal from the past. So it's a really powerful program. We've got 6 weeks that we'll be hanging out together, and all of my apprentices have gone on to live their purpose and passion, and it's important that we find that with ease and grace.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, because I'm ready to make the leap. I'm there.
All right, honey. Then we will see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll pop onto Facebook and YouTube. If you're on hold, don't hang up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Because you know me, I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. And if you're on Facebook and YouTube, pop your questions in the feed. We'll be getting to you in just a minute on Sarah Spiritual. You can also follow us on Sarah Spiritual on Instagram as well as Facebook, YouTube. Just Google Sarah Spiritual. We're all over the place. And we are going to go to Jessica. Jessica is in West Palm Beach. Jessica, how are you?
I listened to the oldies station, and I just happened to pop in the car, and you were on, and I needed to go to Walgreens, and I just randomly wrote with eyeliner the number, and just called, and somehow the lady answered the phone. She kept asking me what my question was, and I was like, what's going on right now? Am I getting through to the radio? I started crying to her.
Well, first of all, the fact that you used your eyeliner. Eyeliner means we're destined here because, I love my lipstick and my lip liner, my eyeliner. So you're talking makeup girl. You're my new best friend. So we welcome you to the show. What is your question for us tonight, Jessica?
I just feel like I need just some guidance in general.
Yeah. So, Jessica, they're spinning me back to 2017 into 2018. And when they go to 2017 into 2018, this was a time of change and some difficulties for you?
My dad passed away and so did my dog, but I'm not sure what year it was. I only celebrated his birthday.
All right. And is it your dad's birthday coming up soon as well? Or is
June. Seems like May doesn't ever exist. His birthday's in June. That's the only thing I celebrate. So it seems like April runs into June.
The way the months are running together, absolutely. So Dad makes me aware. This is what I'm saying is his birthday coming up soon because he makes me aware like something's coming up soon connected to him here, very much around you. I know time is a bit of an illusion, and sometimes when we go through trauma, you've had a lot of disappointments here. This stays with you, but they take me back. I had to spin back first before we talked about the moment of now because this presence of your dad is with you. Sorry for the loss of your dad and your dog. I know that's difficult because to lose your best friends. I see here in this moment of time where it's really a time for you to really ask this question, and your guides are asking you to ask this question: what is the meaning of life? What is my purpose? Why am I here? There's got to be more than what I'm living. And I think that should be an underlying theme for you, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's difficult. It's difficult because we don't understand why so much could be going on and we still don't feel like we've got the meaning that we wanted life to have. Is that also true?
Well, I thank God for everything, but it just feels hurt.
Empty. It feels empty. But when I move you forward, I feel like, first of all, there's new work coming for you, new opportunity for finances. So I don't know if you're looking for a new job.
I lost my job. I was a teacher at Palm Beach State.
And so we're looking for work, yes?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have insomnia, so I'm in this up and down roller coaster, and it feels like when I get 2 feet on the ground, it's like it just goes, I don't want to say like, oh, all of a sudden someone swept the rug from underneath me because that's a little faux pas.
You did. But no, but it happened.
It's never going to be underneath us.
That is what happened. The rug got pulled from you. Yes. So
the one Buddhist monk says like to not view life that way. So I try not to think like, oh, the rug got swept up from underneath us, because the Buddhist way is to say that the rug is never underneath us.
Well,
so it's like
I
to live life without feeling like things are getting pulled. Yeah, so sorry.
Right.
I need some direction. Slobbering.
But Jessica, what we are talking about is the feeling, right? We're not saying it is that way. It's the feeling. And we're honoring your feeling because it's okay to have human feelings. It's the ability to master governing your thoughts and emotions so that you know that everything's in divine order and everything's happening for a reason, and God is behind everything and everything is in order. Even though it doesn't appear to be in order, we just have to trust the process. And in the process of what I see new work opportunity. I see money coming to you. I also see here that, I think I heard you correctly, you said you're not sleeping well. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. I have insomnia.
Well, you think you have insomnia, but I don't really think you have insomnia. I see a lot of energy around you. I feel as if you have a lot of energy around you. You need to clear your energy, clear your space. You need to clear your energy.
Like sage or like?
Something a little stronger than sage. We are in West Palm Beach at the metaphysical center called the Expedito Enlightenment Center. If you Google Sarah Spiritual, you will see my space, and then you can come on in. We can recommend a couple of real simple things, but you also need to take a cleanse, because you've just absorbed so much energy and so many things are kind of stuck. I'm not saying your brain is letting you sleep just because of that, isn't letting you sleep just because of that, but I feel like the racing thoughts and the inability to just relax will get a little softer, so you'll be able to ease into sleep a little better and get back on a routine. There will be work, there will be opportunities for you to grow. You're most certainly not alone in this journey. This is part of what we call the dark night of the soul. Interestingly enough, when I scan the journey of your soul, I drop the pinpoint there and I say, oh, this is the year of your soul. So you're supposed to be asking these questions. You're supposed to be going through this. When I look at where you are and you come out the other side as we approach 2026, things are going to be in a much better place. So we have to trust the process, write down what we want our life to be, and trust that you are by yourself so that you could heal trauma and love self so that you can move yourself forward to the new redesigned life that is coming for you. They're getting ready to whip me off to commercial, but I really would suggest that when the show is over and you're home, that you look up tonight's show on YouTube and you listen to the opening monologue from 6:30 to 7. I think that those words will be of value to you. They will give you the insight and the comfort that you need in this time of what feels like darkness. Know that you are not alone and everything is happening for a reason, and the universe is always conspiring for you and nothing is coming against you. I hope to see you at my Expedito Center. Thank you so much, Jessica, for calling in.
I really appreciate this.
My pleasure. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 866-972-7247. Write the number down. I sure would love to talk to you. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, right back to the phone lines and back to Facebook and YouTube on Sarah Spiritual. Stay with us.
Where are we now? Where will we go? What will change the course of life? I don't know. Where is light? Where is love?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Look at us now. Maybe we've lost our way, but we're sure here to help you find your way here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're getting excited because we're getting ready to count up 16 years. We were just talking about what are we going to do to celebrate our 16-year anniversary. We've got a couple of months coming, but we'll be talking about that. And I think this is my 765th live show, something like that. So we're always grateful to say, hey, we've been hanging out with all of you since 2009. If you're like, what, 2009? I just heard about you. Well, I don't know where you've been. But we are so glad to have you joining us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we'd like to have you join us every Wednesday night. And if you can't watch it or listen to it live on the Oldies station, then you can always catch it on YouTube and Facebook under Sarah Spiritual. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and we have friends on YouTube and Facebook lining up their questions. For this minute, we need to go to Renee. And Renee is in Oakland Park. Renee, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you.
Me too.
It's sounding a little garbled, Renee. Are you still with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Renee, what is your question for us here? Welcome to the show. How did you hear about us?
I'm driving. Well, I was driving over in the area, and I heard it through. I was switching the radio stations, and I came across you.
Well, we're really glad to have you join us here. And Renee, this is the word I want you to walk away with is expansion. It is a time for you to grow. It is a time for you to expand your connections with people and branch out and do the things that you've always been wanting to do. There are things you've been wanting to do they haven't been able to get to do. Is that correct, Renee?
Yes, it is.
All right. You know when they say your time's coming? It's your time. It's your time to make things happen. And I feel like you've prayed on a lot of this as well. Is that also true?
Yeah, I've been waiting for a long, long time.
I know. But your prayers didn't go unanswered. Tonight we're talking about collect calls to God, and sometimes we think we called God. He took the call, and then we're like, what? He forgot about us. But God didn't forget what's in your heart, Renee. And the universe and God want you to know that your heart is filled with the desire of what you know you're meant to do and what's meant to happen for you. And feeling overwhelmed and unsupported is not how life is supposed to be for you.
Right.
So what is your question for us, Renee?
The question I have is pertaining to work. You said it was going to change, but for the better. So I have someone that is supposed to be a friend.
Oh.
And for some reason...
Oh, Lord, please.
I had a dream, but when I woke up, I felt like this friend was doing some type of work.
Okay. This friend has two faces. Okay. So the friend that you're talking about, that's why you said you have a friend at work, right? When you said that to me, I went, oh, like my spirit guide said, that's not a friend. That friend, Renee, has two faces. She is jealous of you. She's trying to undermine you and cause you to make a misstep so that instead of taking the step up, you take a step back and or out. That may sound a little harsh, but it is her own insecurities that kind of finds joy. And I want you to watch her face, because my guide said this to me when you were talking. You're like, I got a friend. My spirit guide's like, no, she don't got no friend. So here's what we're talking about. When you see her face and she's talking to you and you're talking about something, watch her face when she turns and starts to walk away and her whole face changes. It's like you can almost see the negative energy step into her being. Are you?
I saw that today.
I hear this noise in the background. Are you driving?
That's the radio.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. So don't have the radio on when you're talking to me on the phone, right? So.
Yes, I think I saw that face today.
Mm-hmm.
But she offered to do something for me,
No.
and I just feel I saw that face when I started to actually get the things that she had, said that I could have.
No.
But every time I get ready for work, every time I get ready to hang out with other people, she will find a way to have me to she will have a way for me not to stay focused and not do anything that I said I was going to do and end up hanging around her, catering to her needs.
Right. So hear what I'm about to say.
Like, did she do something to me?
All right. Hear what I'm about to say. People are manipulative. And I also hear what you're also implying, and we're going to address that as well, because I'm not running from that question. But there's a line in the Bible that says this: let your desires be spoken only unto the Lord. Does that say tell your friend? Does that say tell your cousin? No. You have to just make a decision within yourself, and you got to lower the radio or whatever's in your car if you can, please. And we'll lower it here a little bit as well. But please do not let yourself get caught up in other people's energy. That's why God doesn't want anybody else's energy on your desires. What was the first thing I said to you? The desires of your heart will be fulfilled. That I know you've waited a long time, but it's all coming for you. So I want you to trust this experience, trust what your dreams are showing you. And yes, this woman is in her mind and in her physical actions praying against you to create control and confusion, because to her, she's very possessive and manipulative, and she wants to kind of hold you close to her. This way you don't leave her behind. Now, what I can tell you is this, and I have a center. You can go to sarahspiritual.com. You would really benefit if you go to my website or come up to West Palm Beach to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. It's all on my website, Sarah Spiritual. Buy an Archangel Michael bath. Take some incense, burn like some sage or some resin like copal and through your house. It would behoove you, I like that word, behoove you, to have one of my trusty reversing sprays. I've had two sprays in my head. I didn't know which one to say. My reversing spray, because that reverses all negativity, and you missed yourself before you go in. You missed yourself on the way out, and what is hers is hers. I'm rubber, you're glue. What you say and do to me bounces off of me and sticks on you, right? And that's how you protect yourself. Always do the 23rd Psalm before you go into your work, and don't tell her things that are not important. Do not tell her things that are important. Make her think you're telling her lots of stuff, because, we don't want to create an enemy now. We want to just begin to disconnect slowly, and then we create a shift of energy. All right?
Okay.
All right. Well, I know you found us for a reason, Renee, in Oakland Park. We do hope to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. For this minute, we're complete. Keep us posted. Go to sarahspiritual.com. Bye for now.
All right, thanks.
Bye. God, I was waiting for the Beatles to sing "We're Living in the Yellow Submarine." I thought I was underwater with that call. But all right, we're going to go to Facebook. We're going to go to YouTube. We're going to pull a question from Facebook and YouTube. I promised we would get there, and of course, that's what I've got to do. So let's go to our Facebook and our YouTube page and see who we've got lined up for us. We got YouTube, and we've got Juan. And Juan says, I've been going through a lot since a child, and things have not gotten better until 2 years ago. I still don't know where I'm going with my life. I know I'm called for something big. What is it? So, Juan, thank you for your YouTube question. And when I look at where you are in the journey, it's interesting because you are right to feel that way, because you are meant to lead. You're meant to help other people, but you're meant to lead other people. You're a very protective spirit. You're very social, very connected to people. But you've had to hide because things weren't going your way. And it's almost like you didn't want people to know all the trials and tribulations you had. But I see you leading people and helping people in a way that inspires them to improve themselves in their life. It'll be something that has to do with, could be with youth or young adults. It is something that's going to make a difference in people's lives as they mature and grow within themselves. You would make a great coach, a great motivational person, a great trainer, a great leader to inspire others to try new things. So these are the things that are there for you. It is going to turn around even more. This is a big money year for you, so I want you to look to see increase in finances. This will facilitate some of the changes that you want to do, and it's a great year to make a job change. I know in this job market, sometimes that's a difficult thing for people to hear, but it is something that can present itself, and if you have a new opportunity, a good opportunity to increase the abundance in your life, then we strongly suggest that you take a look at that change because you are destined for greatness. You're right. Thank you, Juan, for your YouTube question. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube. Let's take a look and see who we've got here on our Facebook and YouTube page. We just took a call from Juan and a YouTube question from Juan. Do we have anybody else up on our feed? We've got Sheridan Haran. And Sade Haran says, "Hey, Sarah, I'm having financial problems and wondering if I could give some advice as to what you could do to ready to move out of South Florida." Let's take a look here and see what we've got coming through here. First thing I see here for you is that, Sade, things have been difficult and challenging for you, particularly since 2021. You thought you were going to be doing okay, and then coming out of 2021, it wasn't a good year after all, and you've been on a bit of a roller coaster, Sade. So, Sade, what we do see is that there's going to be an opportunity to move, and that will be of benefit for you. This is a year to step into your personal power, and I do feel that somewhere on around your birthday time will be a time that's going to help you make the move and find a new place to live where things are a little more affordable. So keep holding on to the vision of what you want, and something will come together for you on or around your birthday. Thank you, Sade, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And we've got Cheryl in Deerfield. Cheryl, how are you doing tonight? Good to have you, Cheryl. Let's see if we can pull Cheryl in Deerfield up. Cheryl in Deerfield.
Yes, I'm here.
Good to have you here, Cheryl. Thanks so much. What's your question for us here tonight?
Well, I need a little bit of guidance, and I thought maybe Spirit would have an answer for me.
Okay.
I recently had a dream that I gave birth to a little baby girl, so I'm thinking that maybe it's possibly new beginnings for me.
Well,
But,
I know
I
you're
do
not
need a
giving
little
birth to a baby
direction.
girl, honey. That I know for sure. So that is a symbolic dream. There's no babies here. Let me tell you that I see it as a new beginning, yes, but I also see it as you're learning to give birth to your feminine energy. You see, you've been in fight or flight in your masculine energy, having to take control of things and manage everything and be responsible for so many people, that you've been wearing the pants in the family, as they say. You've been in your masculine energy. And what Spirit is encouraging you to do is to step into your feminine power, your feminine energy, and to really embrace the fact that you can be feminine and still be abundant and still be a take charge person. It's teaching you to relax into your femininity and embrace yourself. That's what this is going to represent for you for quite a while. So I'm glad you had that dream.
That's interesting. My contract is almost over in a few weeks, and I'm going to be relocating. How does Spirit feel about this new location for me, a new job?
Well, we had talked about this before, and you were thinking of going to Connecticut, yes?
Yes.
Yes, well, this may not be the best move, as we talked about the last time.
Well, I have to find another job because my contract is done here, and there was something presented to me, and it looks like a very good position. So I'm excited about it. However, I'm a little bit nervous. There's a lot of things to prepare and
There's a
pick
lot
my
of
life up and start over again.
There's a lot of moving pieces that'll be going on in Connecticut. So the respite that you just had of being able to be by yourself and feeling that time to regroup will be no more.
Right.
So you are basically stepping back into a bit of a, for lack of a better word, no disrespect, a family rat race. So when you go there, just be prepared for there'll just be people and personalities, and you haven't had to deal with a lot of that because you were able to have your soul time, right? And now you're choosing to end your soul time.
Well, temporarily until I can get myself established again.
Yes, you will get established, but just know that the best time you just had will not mirror in the next experience. That's all I'm telling you. You know I love always giving you good news,
Okay.
but I do know that this will have its challenges.
Okay, I'm prepared for that.
All right.
I just hope that the hospital that I'm going to will be a positive environment.
Well, the one you were at was perfect. I know the contract ended. They didn't give you an option to renew, or you just decided, let me grab another option?
No, there isn't an opportunity to renew. I've reached the end. Been here for 7 months, so I now need to find another opportunity.
Okay. It was a good little spot for you. So now let's see what Connecticut brings.
Yes, exactly. It has been very, very delightful.
So remember to stay in your feminine energy, and we don't have to take charge, solve all things and people for other people. It is okay to take care of you and put you first. If there's something I hope you learned in this adventure, it's that it's okay to put yourself first.
Definitely. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it.
All right. You're welcome. Bye for now.
Sending love and light to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. Write that number down. I sure would love to talk to you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Hey, I heard an eyeliner works really well on a piece of paper. So whatever you got, write the number down, 866-972-7247. Stay with us. We're taking more calls when we come right back.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247, answering your questions. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. And we've got to go to Jasmine in Denver. Jasmine, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing well, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you. How did you hear about the show?
So I'm actually visiting my grandma in Florida, and I was out in public and heard it on the radio, and I just felt like my guides brought me to you today.
Well, good
I had a question.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, just good to make this connection. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had a question in mind, but I have a feeling that my guides might want me to hear something that you have to say first before I might ask a question.
Absolutely. So tap into your creative self. Get yourself out of the box of the routine. This is a time for you to really be in your authenticity. You are here for a purpose because you are someone who is very specific in how you know things should be. And so you stand for things that are truthful and right. It is important for you to honor your soul. Never, never go against the grain of what you're being called to do. Your Indian spirit guide is getting ready to take you on an adventure. So I don't know if we're planning another trip, but there's a trip for you. You are definitely never alone. And I'm feeling this really strong energy connected to you of loved ones on the other side as well. Here, male energy standing above you. Almost like a grandfather energy. Grandfather passed, please?
No, usually it's my grandmother.
Your grandmother, okay.
Well, great-grandmother.
Great-grandmother. there's a male standing on the other side, might be your great-grandfather this way, because I have a grandfather energy here around you. So we'll leave that for this minute.
Okay.
What is your question for us?
I guess my question, I'm in an extremely transitional period at the moment. I feel like with my current job, same thing as the last person, my contract is ending in June. And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to move to a different city or what I was supposed to do with work. And I also feel like I might be staying in the same city because I'm hoping to get back with a partner that we're currently going through a separation with.
All right,
And I'm
hold
not
on.
sure if that's even going to happen. Yeah, I know.
Breathe,
That was it.
breathe. Okay, listen. That requires a
Yeah.
whole reading from Sarah Spiritual, but I'll give you the cliff notes, and here
Got
we
it.
go. Number one, this is a year to be creative, get out of the box, break the routine, okay? Things are coming to an end because they need to. Be true to yourself and you will find the right next move. It is very possible that you will leave where you are. Now, do not stay for a boy, please. You follow your heart and you go where you need to go. What is the birthday of the person that we are on a break from?
December 19th.
So interestingly enough, they're going through their own metamorphosis in their own way at this time, and that also made a lot of things clash between the two of you. Yes, and this person also has a little difficulty admitting when they're wrong. Is that also true?
Yes.
Yeah. Stubborn, fiery, difficult.
Yes.
And at times, I want you to hear what I'm going to say. In this relationship, at times you have watered down yourself and your personality to accommodate him. You cannot do that moving forward. I know this isn't what you want to hear. This is what I hear. This match is a challenging, difficult match. It is not a match where you as a female can relax into this person. This person you don't really feel relaxed. I know you love them and love the idea of them, but there's a difficulty in you being relaxed. You need to see what that is, because if you cannot be yourself, it's not a good relationship for you. Okay? You most likely will have an opportunity to move, so entertain that. If he's you've done a lot of work in this relationship. If you move and he's meant to be with you, he can move to you and for you. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I do hope you contact us again and keep us posted in this. Things are really going to start to get moving around August of 2025, so get ready for the changes. All right, my dear?
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Royal Palm Beach. I have Fran on the line. Fran, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you. And what is your question for us?
So, my question is on my finances.
Well, they have not.
I'd like to
They've
see
been
them get
been
much,
very.
much better.
They've been very wobbly, is what my guides are telling me. Is that correct? And when I go back into time, they really make me feel since 2017. It's been a lot of ups and downs, right? So 2017, and then we had some more ups and downs throughout. But now you feel like you've gone a little flatline, so it's not even any. You don't know how you're going to generate more money in order to be okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So I know we'd like the finances to change, but we're going to have to change what we do in order to support ourselves and increase the abundance here. But I'm also seeing some agreements, or is there a contract or something that you're working on? Is there something that we're trying to settle out of or transfer ownership or sell, please?
That is That is not for me. It is something that I'm dealing with. My mother passed away, and I'm having to deal with the properties. But regardless of whether it happens, either way, I do not benefit from it. It doesn't come to me.
Got it. Okay. Because I'm seeing that around you too. So thank you so much for that clarification. And thank you for letting me know it's not for you, but it's still something your hands are touching. Are we looking for new work, please? Because I see work coming for you. We're looking for a new job.
I just got a new job. I've been there a month, and it is going quite well, I believe.
Yes, this is the key to helping you move yourself forward. You do a lot of things that are administrative or organized and directing people and projects. Is that true, please? Is that something that you're doing, Fran?
Yes, it is, and I also have a part-time job.
Perfect. And is that at something that's more retail?
No, it's I do it from home. It's more in the accounting, like an accounting clerk position.
Beautiful. Okay, great. Because I see like numbers or like price tags, so that's accounting for you. But to me, it looked like we were adding things up there. So these are things that are going to help you. Things will be slow and steady to recoup, recap. I know it's not where you wanted to be at this juncture in life, so I feel like you're feeling overwhelmed, overworked, and not where you want to be. But as we take you out of 2025 into 2026, I feel like then we can breathe. And there may be a possibility next year of making a move. I know that might not be in your game plan yet, but there could come an opportunity to move. And Spirit says if the opportunity presents itself, you may want to make that move.
Okay.
Well, Fran, how did you hear about the show?
I have actually been to the Expedito Center.
Oh.
And I had heard of the show off and on, but I was really excited when I got the opportunity to actually speak to you on the air.
Well, we're really glad that you were able to catch us tonight, and thank you for visiting the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and I do hope to see you there in person someday when you're there. And we thank you for following us and following the show, and just claim your abundance, and the things with your mom will work out. I know it's tedious and difficult, and people are being foolish and challenging, but that too shall pass. And everything will come together for you. Thank you so much, Fran, for your call. We greatly appreciate it. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to the phone lines. And I've got to go to Lydia in Georgia. Lydia, how are you?
I'm doing good. Hopefully. Sometimes I feel like everything just piling up on top of me and there's no way out. But fortunately, God says we should go forward.
Well, you know what? Some things are starting to come to a head. You really had some difficulty getting people to follow the path of what you needed them to do. So not everybody was helping you or adhering to you. I also see here that you had a lot of resistance from family and you weren't getting the help and support that you needed. Is that also true?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And when I look at the energy of where you are, they tell me that we're also struggling financially and we're trying to increase that, and we're just starting to get a little bit back on track. Is that also true, Lydia?
Yes.
And was there any legal problem connected to your son, please? They're talking to me about a son and something legal or a difficulty, Lydia?
I don't know which son. I got two sons. But today I found out that he was promoted. But when, how can I tell you? There was like a couple months ago, we had a reunion, and they were like always like, the house is going to be mine. And like, I'm trying to see if they don't help me, why am I going to leave something when they don't even come to bother help me?
I see. Okay. So that might be the legal matter or legal issue here. That's totally up to you who you leave the house to. That's a personal choice, but you may leave it in your will that it has to be sold and divided amongst whomever you want it to be divided amongst, right? And it doesn't have to all be your sons if that's how you feel, right? So you're perfectly in your right, and any other parent would feel the same way if someone isn't helping and supporting them. It's difficult to handle things on your own, but this too you'll decide in the years to come. It's not something you're going to be making a decision on now, but I hope you spoke your truth and were able to tell them, well, if you're fighting for the house, then you might as well show up and do something. So it's important that you speak your truth here, Lydia, because I feel like you've had a lot of inflammation in the body. There's difficulty in the physicality of the body. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling trying to try to wake up early in the morning, and when I'm saying I'm going to wake up, I don't wake up, and I'm trying to lose weight, and it just don't help. Everything just piles up.
Okay. You'll get there. When you're ready, you'll get there, and things will come together for you. Lydia, this year and next year will bring some expansion and growth for you, but it'll come through the form of change, and we know change can be a little difficult. So, and I didn't mean expansion and growth, meaning we're going to gain weight. You're going to work on losing weight, all right? But we are going to have
Yes.
the experience of making a lot of changes in these next 2 years, and then you'll decide where you go. You never know. You may sell your house and downsize and have a little teeny little spot somewhere that's half the price, and then it doesn't really matter who helps you and who doesn't help you. Lydia, we thank you for following the show. We know you've been following the show for a while. We greatly appreciate it, and we wish you the best. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to pop on off for a commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to go right back to our phone lines. So stay with us. We'll be back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the Oldies station. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Oldies. We hope you join us every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. as we answer your questions live. So we're going to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Jessica in Delray. Jessica in Delray, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing, love?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection for you. My guides are telling me that this is a big year for your finances in your work career life. Are you planning to make some shift for yourself this year?
I mean, I have a great job. This is like the first time in my life that I, feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. And
perfect.
There's
advancements,
a lot of opportunities for growth.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
So there's advancement then. You'll get recognized
Yeah.
this year, Jessica. So look for that. This is like a big career year. If there was ever a time you could shine in your career, this is the year. So show up for everything you need to show up for. Make sure that you get recognized properly. If you have your eye in a position that you want to throw your name in the hat for, just because you want them to know that you'd be interested when that opens up, just to plant the seed, this is the great time to do that. When I look at it, I feel like between now and next March, there's great, powerful changes for your career. Spirit wants you to know that. They want you to know that your hard work, your dedication, the difficulties, the twists and turns that you've had to go through to get you to this beautiful moment of feeling very happy in your work, this is really going to pay off for you, and there's a lot of growth. They want you to know that. So if you feel this sense of comfort, you can take comfort in that and know that you are well respected and there's great growth coming for you. Jessica, what is your question for us tonight?
So I feel very confident in everything else with my career and the way things are going, but I've always had issues with my love life, and I'm in my 40s. So, you know, I wasted a lot of time with people that I shouldn't have wasted with, but you know, I feel like every relationship I've had, it's you know, obviously taught me lessons, and I needed to learn them. But I just need, I don't know. I know that God has somebody for everybody, but there's just sometimes I question, you know, like what exactly is going on. Yeah, I just feel like I disconnected from this person that I was very, very, very close with. I just feel like I know he wasn't, even though I feel so connected spiritually and mentally, and I surrounded myself with this person, I recently just disconnected because it was hurting me more emotionally, and not benefiting how.
Correct. So
You
we're going
know,
to
I
go
was-
back.
right.
We're going to go back in time. Because you've attracted people who you show up, but you, by the way,
Yep.
you show up, but you do show up, but you have a little bit of a guard, even though you don't think you have a guard. You're attracting people who are emotionally just not available. They're inconsistent. They're not at the same maturity level. This is what you've attracted in the little back and forth here. So I've got to go back with you really quickly. We want to go back to the age of 8 and 9. And we want to ask you at that time what was going on in the household, because they tell me 8 and 9 was where you kind of developed a bit of a guard. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because it does, because my father was mentally ill, so he got sick right around that time.
Okay.
Like he went from being normal to not being normal. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And so that takes a toll, and then you don't feel emotionally safe. And so you essentially are attracting people who make you think it's going to be normal and emotionally connected to you, but then there's something off, right? But your little girl inside is
Right.
figuring, if I could be the best little girl, if I could be the best person, if I could be the best woman, then I could make this person be somebody better than they're capable of being, right? But it's out of your control. So there's a work for you, because
Right,
I
and
know
I-
you're asking this question, and before I get waved off for time on the show, let me explain to you where Spirit wants us to go with this. So bear with me. There's a work I do called soul integration. We need to integrate the orphans that are trapped in the past, because they're the ones sending the signal. You ask the question, like, I know God has somebody for me, but like, I feel like he lost my number. Like, why isn't it happening? Because you are inadvertently, your little girl is sending out this frequency that even though you have a vision of who you want and how you want it to be, you're not attracting someone who can live up to those expectations. And if we had a little bit more time on air, I would actually do part of the process with you here on air. I cannot, because we don't have that time. But I strongly encourage you to go to my website, Sarah Spiritual, check out the soul integration. There's even a video from an opening of the show, one of the shows, that kind of gives you a sense of it. I know that we have something to just flip a switch inside of you to unlock your orphans who don't feel good enough and worthy. And you so love the people that you love. You love hard and wholly and completely, and it is there. But you're attracting people who are not able to do that for you. I will give you a timeline. I know you have work to do to really help facilitate this. But as we step into the month of October, that's the month they flipped the calendar for me. The month of October opens up new beginnings, fresh starts for the energy of love, and that catapults us over the period of the next 18 months from there. So that's kind of taking us into the beginning of 2027. This is a perfect window, a perfect opportunity for you to line up with love. I feel it there. I feel like your person's there for you. It's just a matter of the frequencies connecting, so we could attract someone who's going to show up and commit and stay committed and be consistent, so you can relax into the energy of love, and the two of you will be as one. I hope that brings you comfort and makes sense to you.
Yeah, that does. Also, the soul, would you say soul integration?
Integration, correct.
I can make an appointment with you to do that?
Yes, we can do it.
After I'm done with you?
We can do it. You can go online and register. We can do it virtually, which will get you to me a little sooner. Or we can do it live in person in West Palm Beach at my center. You'll be presented with that option. And I'd love to get together with you and meet you in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I appreciate everything, and I hope you have a blessed night. And thank you for just being there for spiritually for people to, have the experiences that they need to move on.
It's my pleasure and my honor.
Heal.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
All right. God bless you. Bye for now.
God.
Well, bye for now, everyone. We're so glad to have made this connection with you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. If you'd like to learn more about the work that I do, then go to sarahspiritual.com. If you're local in West Palm Beach, then pop over to the Expedito Enlightenment Center and visit my metaphysical center. There you'll find all the items you need for your spiritual advancement and growth and the power inside of you. So I look forward to connecting with you next Wednesday night from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Visit Sarah Spiritual. Know that we are with you, supporting you. I know things seem a little bleak, a little difficult, but just be light, be love, and as the world changes, know who you are, and all will be well. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers.